because they are certainly richly deserving of the awards that they will be receiving tonight. The first thing that we need to do in the order of the meeting is to have a motion to accept the minutes, not only for our last meeting, but also for all of the previous meetings this year. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I hereby move for the approval and acceptance of those meeting minutes.
I will second that motion, and I will say that we have already had a vote on the minutes, and so those minutes are accepted. Thank you, Tom. The first order of business in the meeting tonight is the chairperson's report, and I think I can say with a fair degree of confidence that this has been a very, very solid year for the negligence section in many regards. One of the things that has happened this year, in addition to the COVID pandemic, is that those of us who practice in the negligence arena have really faced two changes in the law that are unprecedented, at least in my 35 years, almost 35 years of practice. The first one is, of course, the changing of the court rules, which has affected not only the negligence section, but everyone else. And then also, of course, the changes to the no-fault statute, which became effective some last year, some this year, some next year, but certainly has changed a statute that is nearly 50 years old. And so we've been very active in both of those arenas. As it relates to the court rules, we had a seminar, which I'm sure many members on here tonight attended at the Executive Center for Michigan State down in Troy. The attorney seminar that we conducted in November had 252 members. And I can tell you, I've been affiliated with the negligence section for 15 years, and I've never seen that level of attendance at any seminar. The second one, because of the high degree of interest, we had a second seminar. This was for staff and paralegals. That seminar took place on March 3 of 2020, and we had 98 additional attendees at the court rules seminar. So incredible attendance, incredible interest in the court rules changes. 350 people participated in that process. As it relates to the no-fault statute, we've had a lot of activity both pre and post passing of the legislation. We tried to get our opinions to the legislature, both through Todd Tennis, our lobbyist, and also through Bobby Raid and myself as we testified in front of the legislature. We also, at our October meeting, had with us Anita Fox, who many of you now know is the director of the Department of Insurance and Financial Services. And Anita was extremely helpful in helping us kind of navigate our way through the new provisions of the no-fault statute. I would also be remiss if I did not bring up the fact that Chad Engelhardt, who is one of our officers, has done yeoman's work. I mean, he did yeoman's work on the court rules seminar. But again, on October 13 of this year, he has arranged for Bill Barton to come and give a seminar on negotiation. And Bill Barton, for those of you who don't know, teaches this type of negotiation for a variety of entities, has done it for the FBI. He is a really captivating speaker. And for those of you who are members of the negligence law section, I would tell you that the seminar is free to you. As it stands right now, it's very likely to be a Zoom seminar like what we're doing tonight, but it is going to be a free seminar to negligence section members. If you're not a member of the negligence section, you can still attend, but there will be a small fee. And if anybody wants to attend who's not a member of the negligence section, please either contact myself, Tom Beam, or Madeline Lowry, and we'd be, or Chet Engelhardt, and we'd be glad to get that information to you. I am told that I am to give both the Secretary's report and the Treasurer's report. Bob Riley has done a great job this year as our Secretary. All of our minutes are in order. They're public. Anybody who wants to see them can ask for a copy. They're much more detailed, obviously, than what we're going to go into today. I would tell you that we've taken positions on a variety of matters recently on behalf of the negligence law section. We have had to conduct our votes by Zoom or by email. Maybe not the most ideal way of going about things, but we've been able to get great responses from everybody, including Emily and Kyle, who are our members from the Young Lawyers section, who I think do a tremendous job, and we really appreciate their participation. So the minutes are all in order and in compliance with our bylaws. Similarly, we are in very good shape with regard to the financial condition of the section. We obviously generated a fair amount of income this year on the court rules seminar, along with our negligence section dues. The negligence section is very solid fiscally. We have no concerns. In fact, we are in good enough shape that we were able to cover the cost of Bob Barton and not charge members of the negligence section. So kudos to Chad for managing our finances this year. He's done a tremendous job. So at this point in time, I think I am going to turn the meeting over to Tom Beam, who's going to tell us about the new members on the council and our new member on the executive committee. Tom?
Thanks, Jim. It is with a great deal of pleasure that we stop for a minute and get a chance to add a new person to our ranks. And our newest elected member is going to be John Whitman from the Garen Lukow Miller office. John is an accomplished trial lawyer known by many of us who work in the negligence area. We're thrilled to have John as our new member, and he has agreed to begin his 3-year term starting October 1st of this year. We're also happy to re-elect Todd Stern. Todd has served a term with us. He has been extremely active in the negligence section. He's a great member and somebody who adds a lot to our meetings. Todd's agreed to serve again another 3-year term. And finally, we're really thrilled to have Tim Deemer join us as an officer. He is going to become our new treasurer and the newest officer to join the negligence section. Those are the 3 new members, officers, and at this time, I would like to move for their acceptance of those positions.
Thanks, Tom. Judy Susskind has graciously offered to file a formal motion for the election of these individuals. Judy, could we receive a motion from you on the admission of these new officers and members of the Negligence Council?
Yes, and thank you, Chairperson. Mr. Bradley, I would like to formally move to accept the recommendations by the council and have those the new officer and the new terms for John Whitman and Todd Stern approved.
Thanks, Judy. Barry Goodman has offered to second the motion. Barry, are you available?
Available but muted.
Available but muted.
I am still, now I'm unmuted. You guys have to suffer with hearing me now, but I am seconding the motion and honored to do so, to welcome the distinguished cast to the negligence section and the new people that are here, the new officers. This has been a cast of stars of the legal community in this state, both on the plaintiff and defense side, for the 20+ years that I've been lucky enough to be involved.
Thank you, Barry. And I will represent for the record that we had a vote on all of these council members and executive committee members prior to the meeting today. And with the motions that have now been brought by Judy and seconded by Barry, each of these individuals has been elected to the Negligence Section Council. And congratulations to all three of those individuals. I will make one last statement, and then I can turn the meeting over to Tom Beam. For those of you who are familiar with our historical way of handling the summer meeting, we've obviously had to do something slightly different. And this year, Sherry Jones, who's a local media personality, it does the news for Channel 6 in Lansing, has graciously offered to moderate our awards meeting. And we're very thankful for Sherry's involvement. And I think Tom will be formally introducing her once she joins the Zoom. So Tom, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. At this point, we'd like to recognize Jim and everything that he has done for this section over the last year. It really does give me great pleasure to be able to recognize our chairperson and our leader, Jim Bradley, for his unwavering dedication and commitment and devotion to the negligence section. Jim is perhaps one of our single best presidents who we have had the honor of having served this organization. For those of you who know Jim, you know him to be kind and thoughtful, smart, insightful, but Jim is also incredibly humble and always ready and willing to pay a compliment to someone else. And in a world where huge egos and constant self-promotion seem to gain attention, Jim really walks to a different drummer. And we're proud of that, brother. We're proud of the way you conduct yourself, the meetings that you hold, and the values that you hold. You know, I think about integrity and honesty and self-control and a lot of humor. Jim, you exemplify those. And I was also thinking, if a man's wealth is measured by the number of friends he has, well, my friend, you are a very wealthy man indeed, and only getting more wealthy. It is with great pleasure that I get to recognize you at this time, and we're just thrilled to have had you for the last year. So we'll miss you. You'll be around for another year, kind of as ex officio, but after that, we know we'll see you at events and the like. Your leadership, your dedication, and most importantly, I think your friendship to all of us will be greatly missed. So it's on behalf of the section and its 2,200 members that attend all of this, that I hereby recognize you and present you with a small token of our deep gratitude and appreciation for all you've done. Brother, job well done.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, that's very kind, and just being a part of a program that includes such great past presidents as Judy Suskind and Barry Goodman gives me pause. If the amount of your if the content of your character is determined by the quality of the company that you keep, then I'm a pretty lucky guy. And so thank you all for giving me the opportunity to participate. Thank you all for being such great friends. And I'll miss you too, but I'll come by just enough to be kind of a thorn in your side.
You're welcome. We love to have you.
Thank you. At this point in time, has Sherry joined us?
Yes, hello, I'm here.
Hi, Sherry. How are you?
Good evening. I'm glad to be here.
Well, I'm going to give you a formal, Tom Beam's going to give you a formal introduction, but before he does that, let me just say one last time how grateful we are that you've agreed to participate and help us in this important function tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. These awards are amazing and the recipients are just stellar, and I cannot wait to share all this good news with you.
Thank you. Tom?
Thanks, Jim. We're thrilled to have with us tonight Sherry Jones, the news anchor for both the 6 and 11 o'clock news at WLWL NSTV6 in Lansing and Jackson. This is a person that many of us know, watch on television. Sherry, it's great to have you. We know that you bring really just a special gravitas to these awards. And the recipients who are here, we're thrilled to have. So without further ado, we're going to turn over the award ceremony to you. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me, and I appreciate it very much and look forward to sharing this very special night with all of you. I know that this is unusual circumstances and that we can't be together in person, but so glad that you are able to join us with Zoom and have the opportunity to really celebrate some outstanding individuals. So let's get right to it, okay? We have some terrific awards to give out tonight. Our first award is the Judicial Award in appreciation of the Honorable James Jamo for his continued commitment to amicable resolution of civil disputes and for recognizing the benefit of allowing skilled litigators to exercise their craft in the courtroom. The Negligence section of the State Bar of Michigan hereby presents this award to the Honorable James Jamo as Judge of the Year. So everybody has to clap. Okay, everybody clap, clap, clap. Yay! Jim Jamo grew up the son of a Detroit mailman, grandson of Albanian immigrants, and was the first in his family to attend college. He earned money for school working summers at a Ford assembly plant and in a Teamsters union job driving a Coca-Cola delivery truck. Upon graduating from the University of Michigan with a Bachelor of Arts degree in political science, Jim and his future wife, Elizabeth, spent a couple of years in the San Francisco Bay Area before settling back in Michigan, where Jim would continue his education at Thomas M. Cooley Law School. Now, in addition to being selected the executive editor of the school's law review, he worked during school as an intern at the Prosecuting Attorneys Association of Michigan, where he summarized appeals rulings for the case law trial manual used by county prosecutors statewide. After obtaining his Juris Doctorate cum laude, Jim joined Denfield, Timmer, and Taylor, a small, well-regarded Lansing firm, and then later was a partner in the firm of Grua, Jamo, and Young. During his 28-year litigation career, Jim handled cases in a variety of areas of law in both state and federal court, including personal injury, constitutional rights, employment, business disputes, construction defects, fire loss, and product liability cases. His expertise also extended to school district legal issues, where he set federal court precedent in special education law. He was a case evaluator and facilitative mediator in multiple mid-Michigan counties and served as the Attorney Grievance Commission disciplinary hearing panel member for many years. Jim was elected Ingham County Circuit Court Judge in 2012. He served in that court's General Trial Division, handling civil and criminal dockets. Jim started and presided over the county's first felony-level mental health treatment court. He is a State Bar of Michigan Fellow and has been a member of and supports both plaintiff and defense bar organizations. Jim and his wife Liz were married for 38 years before her passing in 2019. They have 2 children, Christina and Benjamin. Now, here are the few prior Judicial Award recipients. We're going to take a look at those on your screen. You are in very good company, Judge Jamo. And now I would like to read a quote from James Bradley. In over 30 years of practice, I have never seen an individual so perfectly prepared to be a Michigan circuit judge. Jim possesses an intellect, temperament, and dedication to the law that is unsurpassed. His narrative serves as a shining example of what the residents of Michigan should expect from our judiciary. At this time, I'd like to invite the Honorable James Jamo to accept his award. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Sherry. Thank you very much. And thank you to the negligence section of the State Bar. I have a couple of comments that go to specifically what this award is about, because initially when I heard I was receiving an award, I've gone through some different phases of emotions about it. And the first time someone asked me, what award are you receiving? And I told them I was a bit embarrassed by it. It seemed boastful to say I'm receiving the Judge of the Year award. And so it was a bit embarrassing to me. And then I quickly shifted from that emotion to thinking, boy, I can think of a few dozen people on my caseload who are going to take issue with this, because you don't please everybody in this position, that's for sure. But then my feeling about it sort of shifted. The award was sent to all of us recipients. We received our awards in the mail or shipped to us because of this going to be a remote hearing instead of receiving it at the live event. And so when I read the inscription on the award, it really changed my feeling from one of embarrassment and boastfulness to instead focus on something that I view as very important, an important part of my job, an important part of the role of a judge, I believe, in litigation. So I want to read to you a part of the inscription. This is the award that I received, a beautiful plaque with this inscription on it. And in part it reads, in appreciation of his continued commitment to amicable resolution of civil disputes. And then it goes on to the part I want to focus on, and that is, and for recognizing the benefit of allowing skilled litigators to exercise their craft in the courtroom. Once I read that award and thought about it, it reminded me that with good lawyering, it becomes less about the judge and can and should and does become about the parties that they represent and about the merits of the parties' claims or cases and the applicable legal principles to those claims. And certainly the other award recipients today exemplify really good lawyering, excellent lawyering on behalf of their clients, as so many do within the negligence section of the State Bar and the State Bar widely, the membership of the State Bar in terms of lawyering on behalf of their clients. And so my final emotion in receiving this award landed, once I read the inscription and thought about it, really landed on pride. And it is pride in our profession and pride in the lawyers because of the work they do and in practicing their skills in such a good and high level that it makes judges better judges. And the other recipients, like I said, exemplify this, but so many in this profession and in the State Bar of Michigan and in the negligence section really demonstrate how they can not only represent their lawyers or their clients in such a good way, but how they can help judges be better judges. And so I thank the negligence section of the State Bar for this kind recognition. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Your Honor. So well deserved.
Thank you.
Now we're going to move to our Outstanding Achievement Award. The Negligence Law section of the State Bar of Michigan proudly confers this Outstanding Achievement Award to Tony Smith for his distinguished service to the legal community. Webb Tony Smith has been listed in Best Lawyers in America since 1993, is AV Preeminent rated by Martindale-Hubbell, and was listed in Michigan Super Lawyers under Business Litigation in 2019. In recognition of his efforts, he was distinguished as the recipient of the Leo Farhat Outstanding Attorney Award in 1997 and the Thomas E. Brennan Lifetime Achievement Award in 2013. He received the 13th Annual Excellence in Defense Award in 2005 and was named a top commercial litigator in 2006. In 2019, Tony was inducted into the inaugural Hall of Fame class by Michigan Lawyers Weekly. A native of Lansing, Michigan, Tony completed his undergraduate studies at Michigan State University and received his Juris Doctorate from the University of Michigan Law School. Tony is admitted to practice in Michigan, the U.S. Supreme Court, the U.S. Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, and the U.S. District Courts in Eastern and Western Districts of Michigan. He is a member of the Federal Bar Association, as well as the American Bar Association and its Litigation and Natural Resources section. He is an American Bar Foundation Fellow, a Michigan State Bar Foundation Fellow, an Ingham County Bar Foundation Founding Fellow, and is active in the State Bar of Michigan, where he currently serves on its Committee for Resolution of Disputes Among Attorneys. He is also a fellow in the American College of Trial Lawyers and a fellow in the Litigation Council of America. He previously served on the State Bar Civil Procedures Committee and Committee on Judicial Qualifications. He is also a current member and past president of the Ingham County Bar Association. Tony's previous involvement includes sitting on the Character and Fitness Committee of Ingham County's 30th Judicial Circuit Court for 12 years, spending more than 7 years as a member of Client Security Fund and serving as a member of the Representative Assembly of the State Bar of Michigan. He is a member of and formerly served on the Michigan Defense Trial Council's Board of Directors. He is also a member of both the Michigan Oil and Gas Association and the Association of Defense Trial Attorneys. He has distinguished himself even further as a life member of the Sixth Circuit Judicial Conference and is also a member of the Ingham County Bar Foundation's Board of Directors. Congratulations. We're going to take a look now at the list of prior Outstanding Achievement Award winners. Take a look at that list. Wow. And now we have a quote from Michael Sanders. And I quote, "It is quite impossible to properly capture in any single paragraph the richness of Tony Smith's 8 decades of life, his 58-year legal career at Foster, Swift, Collins, and Smith, and the myriad of his professional and personal accomplishments. He was Foster Swift's first summer associate in 1962, and over the next 6 decades, he has become the pillar of our law firm, our finest ambassador to the community, an outstanding mentor for our young lawyers, the custodian of our firm's institutional knowledge, a champion of our diversity, a fierce guardian of our culture, a master storyteller, a lawyer's lawyer, and the glue that holds us together. It is a pleasure and a privilege to work with him." Quote, Michael Sanders. Congratulations. I would like to now invite Tony Smith to accept this award.
Thank you. First of all, let me say that I'm surprised and honored and proud to accept this award from the negligence section of the State Bar of Michigan. You've made me especially pleased with this recognition. It would be impossible for me to name and thank every person who has helped me along the way to this point in my life, so I won't. I do, however, want to thank everyone at the Foster firm, including all present and former attorneys and staff who have helped me so much over the years. It has been my professional home for 58 years, and I'm pleased that my key still opens the door. I would also especially like to thank 3 important women. Kathy Schmidtgo, my secretary for over 40 years, and Lindy Hunter, my current secretary, for over 7 years. I want to thank them for their support and loyalty and for saving me from several occasions, each has suggested that I might want to wait 24 hours before I send a letter that exhibits frustration. They were usually right. And lastly, but certainly not least, I want to thank my wife, Patricia, who has been by my side for 55 years and who, with uncanny judgment and common sense, has kept me focused on the important issues at hand. When juries have done the right thing, she's kept me from getting too high. And on those occasions when the jury failed to see the wisdom of my words, she has kept me from getting too low. The role of a spouse of a trial lawyer is not easy. And while I never promised her a rose garden, she has been fantastic. I'd like for you to look at this award, which I think is unique and elegant and just extra special. And it's something that will have a cherished place. Whoever procured it is to be complimented. As I look at the list of the 12 prior honorees that I am joining tonight, I'm reminded of Dizzy Dean, who was a Hall of Fame pitcher in the 1930s for the Cards, the Cubs, and the Browns. Toward the end of his career, a young reporter asked him, "Dizzy, were you the greatest pitcher of all time?" And he said, "No, but I was amongst them." When my 5th great-grandchild, who will be born next month, asks me if I was the greatest, I will say no. But I now have evidence that I was amongst them. I want to thank you for this very special honor on this special occasion. I'm humbled by your generosity and kindness and will remember this forever. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tony. We're really glad that your key still opens the door as well. And we hope that it does for 2-3 more decades. So
Not quite that long.
that was wonderful. Thank you so much. Our next award is the Earl J. Klein and Sherwin Schreier Award for Excellence. This award is presented in recognition for Judith Suskin's superb skills as an attorney in the field of negligence law and dispute resolution. Congratulations, Judith. Judith is a partner in the Southfield firm of Summers Schwartz. She is one of Michigan's foremost medical malpractice trial attorneys. For more than 30 years, Judy has successfully handled a variety of medical malpractice cases, obtaining favorable verdicts and settlements for individuals and their families whose lives have been forever changed due to the negligence of doctors, nurses, and other healthcare providers. In 2002, she won a record-breaking 3 medical malpractice trials in less than 3 weeks. In 2004, Michigan Lawyers Weekly named Judy Lawyer of the Year, an honor based on peer recognition for being the winningest lawyer of plaintiffs in the state. In 2019, she was one of the recipients of the Women in the Law honor from Lawyers Weekly. This year, she was featured in Leading Lawyers magazine for her accomplishments and her unique talents. Judy has been included on the list of Michigan super lawyers each year since 2006, and Best Lawyers named her Lawyer of the Year for medical malpractice in Detroit in 2015 and 2017, respectively. She has been inducted as a member of the American Board of Trial Advocates and the American College of Trial Lawyers, 2 prestigious national organizations whose membership is reserved for lawyers with extensive trial experience, extraordinary skill, and the highest civility and integrity. Judy gives back to the legal profession and the community in many ways. She serves on the executive board of the Michigan Association for Justice, previously known as the Michigan Trial Lawyers Association, and served as the organization's president in 2008 and 2009. She also served as the chair of the negligence section of the state bar in 2003 to 2004. In addition to the Macomb County Bar Association, she is also active in the Oakland County Bar Association and the Oakland County Bar Foundation, of which she is a fellow. She also serves as a plaintiff specialty panel member for case evaluations and medical malpractice matters in Macomb, Oakland, and Wayne County Circuit Courts. For more than 15 years, Judy has co-moderated MAJ's annual medical malpractice seminar, and she continues to passionately represent her clients while enjoying the challenges and the camaraderie of her practice. Congratulations, Judith. Let's take a look right now at the prior recipients of the Earl J. Klein and Sherwin Schreier Award for Excellence. You are in amazing company, Judy. And now I'd like to read you a quote from Robert Raitt. Judy Suskind is everything any client would ever want in a trial attorney. She is intelligent, committed, hardworking, competitive, and devoted to representing her clients. Whether it's ballroom dancing, throwing a 4th of July party, or representing a family who lost a loved one from a medical procedure gone wrong, Judy gives 100% of what she has to give. And that is what makes her such an outstanding attorney and an even better person. Congratulations, Judy, on this high award. We'd like you to say a few words.
I think I have to unmute myself first. Thank you. I'm just going to show this beautiful award. It's incredible to get this award. Receiving this award is a big deal for me. Incredibly honored. I only wish we could all be together. I wish we could have our usual celebration at the Detroit Golf Club, the past chair dinner, which is one of my favorite annual social events. It's really sad that it can't happen this year. But thank you to the Negligence section and the Negligence Council. Thank you to the chair, Jim Bradley, the incoming chair, Tom Beam, the other officers. Thank you to Madeline Laurie and the staff at Shared Resources that allowed this to happen today. Thank you to Sherry Jones for emceeing this event, making this virtual event more exciting, more memorable, more special, and more professional. And thank you to Bobby Raitt for the kind words and for always being such a solid friend and always being in my corner. I know you're disappointed that you couldn't get up to the mic and do a full roast of me and make fun of me, but again, that might be one of the benefits of having this format this year. Thank you to my partners, my friends, and colleagues at Summer Shorts. Thank you to all my friends in virtual land. Thank you to my wonderful boyfriend, Jack Carducci, who's with me today and always by my side and always making me feel special. This award and the pandemic this year have given me reason to reflect, reminisce, and put things in perspective. My very first job as a lawyer was with a law firm called Meckler Schreier, Nolish, and Friedman. I was lucky at that firm to have worked with incredible and talented lawyers, great trial lawyers, including Sherwin Schreier. Sherwin was a legend. He was poised, he was polished, he was prepared, he was professional, he was damn near perfect in my eyes, and I was in awe of him. He taught me the value of civility and hard work, and before he passed away, I got the chance to tell him how much he helped me and how much I thought of him. And he was able to tell me how proud he was of the lawyer I had become, and that meant the world to me. I was very lucky to start trying cases early in my career. There's one case I tried with Sam Meckler in the early days that I will never forget. Earl Klein represented one of the defendant doctors, and Earl's client, the doctor, failed to show up for trial. And despite being subpoenaed, he left the country. So after a few days,
Oh, God.
the judge granted a default. And Earl Klein became the man of few words. He wasn't allowed to argue anything in that case but damages. So he would ask one question, maybe two questions of each witness. But he would get up there with his white hair, put his hands to his face, and, Your Honor, I don't think I have any questions for the witness. He was masterful. He was a pleasure to watch, always a gentleman, always thoughtful, always strategic. And I learned a very good lesson from Earl Klein, and that is that lawyers generally talk way too much. I have learned lessons from my involvement with the negligence section over the years, the value of camaraderie, the value of finding common ground, the value of civility. And with all the trips that we've taken together, that thanks to Barry Goodman, the wonderful seminars and trips, I've made some wonderful friends through this organization. And tonight I want to salute all the past chairs, all the prior and present award recipients. And because I do not want to run the risk of violating the lessons learned from the great Earl Klein, I have nothing more to say. Cheers.
Yay, Judy. Cheers. Everyone's giving you a virtual cheers for sure.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to move now to our final award for the evening. This is the Distinguished Service Award, and this is the first time that this award has ever been presented. This award tonight is presented to Mr. Barry J. Goodman. In recognition of his extraordinary service to the negligence law section and sustained commitments to this section, its members, and its mission. Barry Goodman has devoted his professional life to keeping courthouse doors open for victims seeking justice. Always a tireless advocate for his own clients, Goodman sees his responsibility as Detroit personal injury attorney in a broader sense as well. He has been very active politically, supporting candidates who share his belief in equal access to justice and taking leadership roles in professional organizations. A native New Yorker, he knew that he wanted to become a plaintiff's lawyer from the time that he was a child. His father, a postal employee, was injured in a traffic accident while he was on the job, and that left him dependent on federal workers' compensation for the rest of his life. I didn't think that justice was provided to him, he said. I didn't want that to happen to others, and that was probably the impetus for me going into law. He received a scholarship to attend Bradley University, receiving his undergraduate degree there in 1974. He then attended Stetson University College of Law, where he earned his JD with honors in 1977. Barry launched his legal career in Florida with a small general practice firm where he stayed for 2 years before moving to Michigan. He worked for 2 firms, focusing his practice solely on personal injury cases. On Sunday mornings, he frequently played basketball at the Jewish Community Center, where he befriended another basketball-loving attorney, Gerald H. Acker. The 2 men began talking about forming their own practice, which they finally did in 1993. The firm's practice has continued to concentrate on plaintiffs' personal injury cases, and over the years, Goodman has recorded some impressive achievements. His biggest outcome occurred in 2001, when his client received a $14.5 million arbitrary award to pay for pain, suffering, and medical and related costs stemming from injuries that she received when a faulty subsurface wiring caused a manhole cover to fly up and strike the car in which she was a passenger. He also achieved a number of 7-figure verdicts for injured clients. He's also been the finance chair for multiple candidates, including Granholm, Kerry, Obama twice, Clinton, and now Joe Biden. He served on the DNC for 8 years now and sits on the Rules and Bylaws Committee. He received their Champion of Justice Award from the Michigan Association of Justice, their president, PAC chair for 13 years. The chair of our section received the Wings of Justice Award from the Oakland County Dem Party, with Milwaukee looming, and that will be his 5th convention. He's also been the section's Minister of Fun for the past 20 plus years. Congratulations, Barry. And now we are going to hear a quote from Robert Riley. The negligence law section is one of the largest and most active sections in the State Bar of Michigan. Its membership includes many of the leading trial lawyers in this state, and many, such as Barry Goodman, have been active in the section's leadership. In order to recognize outstanding contributions to this section, the Executive Board had authorized the creation of a Distinguished Service Award. The first recipient is Barry, AKA Minister of Fun. He has served in all roles and capacities on behalf of this section and currently plays a prominent role in the section's annual spring meeting. Those familiar with this meeting are well aware of its educational value, unrivaled opportunities for networking, and the camaraderie it fosters between plaintiffs, lawyers, defense lawyers, and judges. Congratulations, Barry Goodman, on this brand new award. And now we would like to invite you to accept this award.
Let me see if I can unmute myself. Hopefully people can hear me. Thank you, Sherry. I did want to add that since most of, if not all, of the finance chairs have been done with my day spouse, Jerry Acker, including Gretchen Whitmer for her last run, and for the governorship, I guess she still keeps, as she was not selected as the vice president. She would have been a great vice president. But it's a true honor to receive the Distinguished Service Award among such an illustrious slate of other awardees and in front of what I can only hope is a large audience. Unlike Jim Bradley, who gets to leave after a year, they've been keeping me here for 20 plus years. From council member to officer to chair, which I never met one I have not liked, and to the many years that followed as the Minister of Fun. A moniker again coined by those in this section that must have been drinking heavily that night. And it's been a joy of my life to work with all of you, to learn from you, to laugh with you, to grow with you. But I have not yet grown up. And all that I have done to further the work of the State Bar has been with a mindfulness of our role in the legal ecosystem, which is being of help and service to one another and working to right wrongs. The opportunity to move the work out of our organization forward is award enough in itself. And now you've created an award to honor me. Oh my God, you must be kidding. I love this job. Vegas, Cabo, Nashville, Austin, Miami, New Orleans, the Dominican Republic, cruises, so many others, all educationally best, but set up for networking, to see that those on each side of the aisle is more like a wedding where the aisle disappears and both factions of family break bread and enjoy their time together. And we have raised over $100,000 for the section doing that over the years, so we can move this section to operate without every worry about being able to do the service that they all perform. This section is family to me. Each of us should relish that feeling and nurture it, make it grow. And the lines drawn between defense and plaintiff get blurred, and we come together while doing our job with less paper and more empathy for our respective position. We have so much in common, and the creation of lasting respect takes a little bit of the stress out of our daily lives. Thank all of you for being part of these travels. And I thought hard about what to say tonight, standing under COVID's long shadow. These are trying times, surely, but trying times call for our best selves. And it is in this spirit I want to address the true meaning of the word service. I've always viewed service as a duty. We better ourselves by lifting others up. We find real meaning in good deeds. We hold close the virtue of community over the individual. And while our service takes many forms, as I prepared my comments this evening with great help from my oldest son, Aaron, I pondered various forms service takes in these specific times. Because we here in Michigan are doing the unique jobs we have been trained to do. know all too well the peaks of tragedy that this crisis has brought earlier this year, with hospitals overflowing, with supplies scarce, and despite it all, tireless doctors, nurses, and others brought their best to fight for us, to save us. And it breaks my heart to see these same scenes playing out again now across the country, where lessons somewhere have not been learned. This crisis has also brought out a devoted service corps that cuts across age and demographics. Those who volunteer at food banks, homeless shelters, who work as aides, and who fill the gaps for needs laid bare by this pandemic. And indeed, anyone who continues to work, and many of us are required to do through our shutdown, as all we have done to continue practicing for our clients, deserve our gratitude and recognition. And then there's all of us who isolate, stay home, persevere, knowing that by doing our best to stay healthy, we protect everyone else. This too is service. Truly, despite the horrors and tragedy and pain this pandemic has and continues to wreak, I am hopeful that the best of us are emboldened and empowered by the needs of the greater good to step up and be of service. President Barack Obama said, and I quote, "People who love their country can change it. It's as simple as that. All that's required is a willingness to make a difference. That is, after all, the beauty of service. Anyone can do it." He continued to say, "We need your service right now at this moment in history." And this was said in 2008. I'm going to tell you what your role, I'm not going to tell you what your role should be. That's for you to discover. But I'm asking you to stand up and play your part. And everybody listening here and everybody a part of this organization and those that we know are playing their part. I see our work as service to our neighbors, to our employees, to our families, to our clients, who we were charged with protecting, as well as those with opportunities taken from them by the lack of care of others. Our work draws its history from a long legacy of strong fighters who took hold of legal tools to bring not only specific recompense, but to work alongside policymakers who can make this country safer. I am confident all of you will be right there with me as we adapt to new realities, and that brings me excitement. So before I sign off, I want to say a few thank yous. To my family, Goodman Acker, and especially my day spouse, Jerry Acker, for giving me the freedom over decades to perform this service to the negligence section and attorneys throughout the state. I want to thank my wife, Nicole, who for the last 2 decades was by my side, assisting me in these trips and so many more important things. And we've traveled the same journey. And now I wish her good luck in a new path she is taking. And I hope all of you will pitch in to help me continue a new path for me. I want to thank my children, Aaron and his husband, Joel, Rebecca and her husband, David, and my 2 grandchildren, Elle and Noah, they've created just to give me joy. And my teenagers, Noah and Jacob, who too early in life are now the rock I need to survive. And I apologize to both of you for making that happen. Kids, young and older, I'll always be for you. I'll always be there. I'll love you so much. To my sister Susan, who's watching tonight, and to my parents, may they rest in peace, who were travel agents and whose memory I performed this service. And I thank you. I thank everyone who's worked in this section, who's traveled this journey with me, who had a great time learning who truly are and who our adversaries turned friends really are. And I thank Courtney for helping me understand the time I'm feeling that I find myself living in and being there for my sanity. You're a true friend. This has been an exercise of love and my years made richer to enjoy. I want to thank Madeline for all her help and friendship, who has been with this section for all this time and who should have received this award first. Sorry, Madeline, I might not have deserved it first. I got it, I'm taking it, and it's gorgeous. Here's my award. And it reads, "In recognition of extraordinary service to the negligence law section and a sustained commitment to the section, its members, and its mission, I am so honored. I want to give praise to my fellow recipients, Tony, Judge Jamo, and to my great friend, Judy, who I know is at least 30 years younger than I, and I love you, girl. Thank you. So please join me in raising a toast, because I think I'm it, and I've got a toast to Sherry. So please take a moment to give each and every one of you a hand. From me to you, you have all made me proud. And it is with that pride I have served with you with such energy and vigor. And tonight, just as you all motivate me, I hope I bring some of that motivation back to you. I long for the days we can all be in the same room together. Until then, this is Barry, zooming out.
Wow, Barry, good for you. Congratulations. Minister of Fun. I totally see that now. I think everyone on Zoom really knows that for sure. 200% tonight. But truly, I think all of us can really relate to your words about we better ourselves for lifting each other up. And tonight, being with you, it was my honor to celebrate with you virtually. What an experience. And let's just say again, congratulations to all of our winners tonight, our awardees, our judicial award going to the Honorable James Jamo, our Outstanding Achievement Award going to Mr. Tony Smith, the Earl J. Klein and Sherwin Schreier Award for Excellence going to Judy Suskin. Of course, thank you so much, Judy, and congratulations. And our Distinguished Service Award going to Mr. Barry J. Goodman. Congratulations again to all of you, and thank you so much for attending and showing support and for letting me spend this time with you. Blessings in the next remaining months of this interesting year, and I can't wait to see you in the courtroom, Judge Jamo, and to all of you, many blessings. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn it over to Kyle, and I think we're going to move into a happy hour.
Yeah, before we do that, and Kyle's going to come in, thank you. First of all, Sherry, thank you for participating. You were just a tremendous addition to our event tonight. I want to thank you for your service tonight. Also, I want to congratulate all the award winners. I think we would be remiss also if we did not take this moment before Kyle does even more work than he's already done. And I know I speak for Tom Beam when I say a thank you to Madeline Lowry, Kyle Bentley, and Matt Hinkle. This event was put together by those three. We're all just kind of observers. And boy, what tremendous work all three of them did. And so with all of the participants watching, I wanted to make sure that they received their appropriate accolades as well, because their work was fantastic. So thank you to the three of them.
Absolutely.
Kyle, you're up.
Well, thank you. And I think I speak for Matt and Madeline as well. We really appreciate all the help you guys have given us in creating this experience for everyone. And we really appreciate you guys joining us tonight and having this great night.